how do you feel about the way the team came out and played here tonight in game one against the Hatters?
I thought our team played with tremendous poise. We're down 10 with just under 16 to go. And we really, in incredible poise, possession by possession, just not understanding, trying to catch it all up at once. And it was just possession by possession by possession. And there's so much leadership on this team from within, because this game matchup-wise was very difficult. Like Sam Duvall, they go small, we got a hard time. But Alec Freem just responds like a warrior. I thought our rebounding in the second half out of Dylan and CJ and Pedro created our offense. It's one thing to get a stop, but we got stops that created offense. And it showed. We shot 55-6 the second half, holding them to 36%. It was, it's easy to say it's all about defense, but it was incredible poise. And what was great at the under 4 timeout in that huddle, they're all talking how many 4-minute segments we play in practice. And then it happens in a game.
All right. The poise that you talked about, how much of that and, what else kind of goes into the improved shooting performance between the first and second half? In that first half, I think you all were like 10 for 25. The second half, you all came out and made a lot more shots, shot a lot better.
These same shots we had the first half. And nobody tries to miss a shot. Those were good shots the first half. We go on a fast break and miss a layup, and they hit a three at the other end. We didn't try to miss it. We got a lot of it. Now, the film that I'm getting ready to watch will show it. We had a lot of the same looks in the first half, the second half. We hit them. But one of the great things about playing at Bellarmine is if you're hesitant to shoot an open shot, I can't play you. We want people to take open shots, as long as somebody doesn't have one better.
All right. And, kind of on that same or along that same line, Stetson, we talked about, their 3-point shooting prowess. They came out, they hit 3 of their first 5, and it kind of looked like, all right, man, this might be another one of those games where it's, won and lost behind a 3-point line. But then you all come back in the second half, hit 3 of your first 5, and also have some key threes late to help extend the lead and keep the lead so you all can win here tonight. I don't know, what was it like just kind of seeing that, seeing the tables turn from the 3-point line that way in terms of how you all used it against each other?
Well, a lot of that, again, comes, I know this sounds so simplistic, a lot of that comes defensively when we got stops. By getting those stops, the floor is more scattered, which opens up 3-point shooters. They made 3 threes the second half, and one of them was in the last 6 seconds to go. So really, we didn't change it.
Okay. And, just final thing before I, seat the floor. This was your all's first night seeing Perry and Jones. They had some big first halves, but were relatively quiet in that second half. What were some of the adjustments? What did you kind of see out there in terms of, the difference in defending them in that first half versus the second half?
Just team defense. We can't stop people one-on-one. It's team defense. And we got to take it on as a team. We can't say you shut him down. That's not our strength. Our strength is team defense, just as it's playing offensively as a team. It's no different.
All right.
One of the big differences is that, every team you're playing is brand new right now. You've never seen them. You're studying them on film. But, obviously the last 5 years, you and your players had familiarity with everybody. Once you're in the league, how big a challenge is that for these guys? Just everything being new, the styles and everything.
Eric, that is an incredible question. It's an adjustment every single day. I was telling Jonathan yesterday, you can't look ahead. You've got to play one day. And we even simplified it. The last 10 minutes of the game, we talked about every single possession. The last 10 minutes of the game, we had 3 timeouts left. There was 2 medias left. So we had potentially 5 timeouts left, and we asked to dig in every single possession from an effort standpoint, from a mental standpoint, concentration. And again, you can't get ahead of yourself. You can't say, well, they're going to do this. Yeah, it's learning on the fly. I mean, it is. It's different. I'll tell you, my coaching life, I have never been a great judge of talent, of quickness, off film. I'm just not a great judge of quickness off film. Maybe some people are great at it. I'm not. But we knew they have talented offensive players. I mean, they beat Liberty down 3 guys. So our respect level for the teams in this league grows every single game, trust me. And it is new, but our respect level grows every game.
Your guys expended a lot of energy on defense tonight, and especially in the second half, because you're picking them up, coming up the court. You're running out to try and run them off the 3-point line. You don't want to let them get started. But it looked like they got better helping on those drives, or at least covering those drives or slowing them down as the game went on. It looked like they kind of warmed up to that or something.
Well, again, I think that's them adjusting, and give our players credit. It's not like they played against Perry for 2 solid years. Like, oh yeah, I know that guy Perry. He loves to do, and we've broken down film after film after film. But the athleticism, the quickness, that's learning on the fly. I mean, it is.
Yeah, but your guys do that well. It appears. I mean, they know the game.
They do.
Learning as they go. Yeah.
Well, I challenged him, Eric, after the game against Lipscomb 2 weeks ago. Dylan called everybody together before they ever left the court. We never even got to the locker room. And I asked him why he didn't do that tonight. And he said, well, we won, and we all wanted to get in the locker room. Well, what's changed about our approach tomorrow? It can't change. And they all looked at me like bobbleheads. They were like, oh, he's right.
Yeah.
But your point is, Eric, it's very satisfying coaching. It really is. Because they respond, man. They respond. They don't always like it, but they respond.
How many layups? I mean, you can't account for missed layups, but if you make your layups, you're not even sweating it at the end of this one.
Now you got to let them go say if too, though.
True.
Right?
CJ, your coach was telling us that he was very proud of the poise that you all played with. Not only coming back from first half deficit, but then also making the right plays in the closing minutes to help finish off the game. What was it like, or what was it like just kind of playing in a game where a lot of things were back and forth, and there was times where the game was in the balance for both teams, and you all did what you needed to do to secure the win?
Well, coming out in our transition in Division I with the ASUN, every night's going to be like that. From top to bottom, it's a very good league. But just with the guys we have out there, always making the right plays, always making the right decisions. And when we're down, when we were, I think it was a 1-possession game, like 3 straight times, we were like, we got to get a stop, we got to get a stop, we got to get a stop. That's all we were worried about. We need to stop a rebound and a good possession on offense. And I think with the guys we have, we're able to take smart shots in the end, and thankfully some guys made some big shots to put it away.
Okay, when it comes to shooting, it was kind of a tale of 2 halves for you all. That first half, stuff wasn't really dropping through the net like you all wanted to. The second half, things started to open up more, and you all, do what you need to do to get the lead and win the game. Your coach was saying that, the shots you all were getting weren't that much different between the 2 halves, but what was, I guess, different that was allowing the offense to run more smoothly and the scoring to happen more quickly in that second half?
The way our offense is supposed to move is with great pace, and in the first half, our pace was not there. We were letting them make the pace, and we had to play at their pace instead of them having to play at our pace. And in the second half, a little bit into the second half, we got down, and then we picked up our pace, and it allowed us to get more shots. But it all starts on the defensive end. We're able to get stops, and when you're able to get stops, it's much easier than when you have to take it out of bounds and bring it the length of the floor. So when it starts on the defensive end and you get stops like that, then it's easy to push it, and then run our offense.
All right. And in the second half, you had a pair of threes, or yeah, more than that. But there was a couple threes in that, I guess, that middle point that, you know, broke, or I think it gave you all your first lead of the half, and then another one broke, like a 43 tie. You know, just lining up and hitting those type of the big shots for the team like that.
I forget who passed me the first one, but we got a stop, and then we got it all the way down into the box, which is what we practice every single day. And he hit me at the top of the key. If he doesn't get down there, then I don't get a wide open shot like that. But just the way that our offense moves, if you watch it in detail, you can see how many people affect other people. So if somebody cuts and two guys go with him, that gets somebody an open shot. And sometimes that goes unseen to the naked eye. Who's just watching the game. So it's all a collective effort. So we all get each other shots.
Pedro got you that shot.
Was that Pedro? I couldn't remember who it was. It was an amazing play.
Anything else for CJ?
I just got one here.
Okay.
CJ, you guys, you know, in past years, you've had familiarity with all these conference teams you're playing. This year, everything is new. Every team is not just new personnel and new level of talent, but new styles of play and things, their strengths, and you're having to learn on the fly, almost segment by segment. Just what kind of challenge is that, and how good is this team at picking up other things and kind of adjusting what you do?
I think our advantage is we have a bunch of smart guys that are able to pick things up quickly, but also it's a credit to the coaching staff. They've mapped out a schedule of, we start with personnel in offense on I think it's Tuesday, then we move into their defense, more offense on Wednesday, and then we continue into Thursday and the night before the game. So we watch a lot of film and we get our scouting reports and everything like that, but just being able to stick to the scouting report and knowing this guy can do this guy can do that, it really helps us in our game.
How you doing, Pedro? You know, in the past, this was a game where at various moments, you know, either team could have kind of taken control and you know, grab hold of the game to, you know, do what they need to do to secure the result. You know, in past games like this, you know, the team hadn't been able to make the plays necessary to kind of get a grip of the game during those types of moments. But tonight, you all were able to do that quite effectively in the second half, especially. What was kind of going through you all's minds as you all kept chipping away at Stetson's lead, and then eventually, you know, found a way to overtake him?
Well, at halftime, we were talking amongst ourselves, and we told ourselves that we knew our pace wasn't where it needed to be. Like CJ kind of touched on it. Our coaches was telling us how we're kind of standing around. They were extending and kind of denying. So we were really stagnant offensively, and that really hurt us. And that's kind of why we didn't shoot too well in the first half. Obviously, we missed some point-blank layups, but, you know, that happens. But other than that, we just had to play at our pace and dictate the pace and tempo of the game, and we did that in the second half, and it made a big change for us.
Okay. That's it for me tonight.
Hey, Pedro, it's Eric Crawford. I asked the other guys, I mean, you guys had such familiarity with all those opponents you played before this move to Division I. Now it's not just new teams, but new personnel, new styles. How challenging is that? And how good is it to be part of a team that seems to just be able to learn on the fly and adjust your game?
It's huge. It's a huge challenge for us, but I think we're ready for it. We've shown that we can play with just about anybody in the country, and kind of like CJ touched on too, it's the luxury of having smart guys around you. You know, from players onto the coaching staff. You know, our coaches do an amazing job of preparing us for each and every game. We do everything each and every game as far as personnel and preparing for their plays and everything, we do it the same. All throughout the week, it's a set schedule that we abide by and go through, and it really works for us, you know. And like I said, smart guys, smart coaches, and they just prepare us really well. So it's a challenge, but you know, we're ready for it.